Welcome to another edition of the virtual reading of the Tale of Hexagon City with the author, Kehinde Adenegan. I quite appreciate all of you for your comments, your text messages, and the like. We stopped at chapter 3, and today we will start from chapter 4, where we stopped. And the last chapter, we have seen what happened with those kings that were enthroned. Today, we are on educational trigonometry, which is chapter 4, and this is Hexagon City School. While the reign of King Chidume lasted, there was a turnaround in the educational status of Hexagon City. The city children were given free sponsorship to the school. Those who were not interested in going to the school were encouraged with incentives and scholarships to go to school. In Chidume's kingdom, the slogan was, "Train every child so that every person trained becomes resourceful for the kingdom." Because of the dividends of a peaceful kingdom in the reign of King Chidume, concerning freedom of speech, free education, and freedom in general, some took him for granted and used the opportunity to spread many untrue stories about him and his kingdom in the city's local publications and on the radio. Nevertheless, King Chidume was not moved. One day, he was asked by one of the city journalists if untrue stories about him in the dailies got him disturbed as he was preparing to leave the throne. Like my slogan, I look at where I'm going and remember where I'm coming from to be able to go to where I'm going safely, King Chidume happily answered. When it was time for the new king to be enthroned, Oshatui, the chief priest, called on the indigents of the city, sounding a note of warning. The gods of the city will not be happy with anyone who comes around to untimely dethrone any king or bring untimely death to the city king. He further outlined the rules guiding the selection and election of kings to the throne to remind the indigents, since every indigent of the city is entitled to the throne, it is not the prerogative of any particular member of the royal family or clan. There was agitation from other clans in the prime zone that the successor of the king must come from their zone or other zones, and the city agreed peacefully that since there was a written document as regards king's election, they must follow the rules of the city to the letter. Showumi was nominated by the complex subzone to take over from King Chidume. Showumi had contested the royal throne with Chidume before, but had narrowly missed the position by headcount differences in the royal election. His people and other communities decided to compensate him by choosing and nominating him based on his previous context and the fact that he already had experience having worked with the first elected king of Hexagon City, King Babalola and King Lawa, as their royal council members. He was of an age with remarkable experience. His choice was massively welcomed by indigents of his subzones and major zone. However, other subzones and zones nominated Akinwande, Nwabueze, and Momo. Unfortunately, 2 weeks before the king's election, Nwabueze was assassinated by unknown men on his way to his family meeting on his kingship ambition. King Chidume ordered palace guards to trace and bring to book the assailants. But to this day, none was captured nor prosecuted for the death of Nwabueze. On September 11, 1973, the election for a new king of Hexagon City was conducted by the same Oshatui, the new chief priest. After Kuku, Showumi emerged as the new king. He was massively voted for by many indigents across the zones and emerged victorious as the new king. His reign was another memorable ascension to the throne. The new king, Showumi, maintained a cordial relationship with his royal council and made education his priority. He gave members of the citizen equal chance to exist, express themselves, and be happy in the city. The king and his royal council were just a perfect combination. Apparently, people loved the king for his experience and wisdom, like that of King Solomon in one of the holy books. Unfortunately, King Showumi had a very sensitive body in terms of health and thus was allergic to mosquito bites. He was already 70 years old when he became king. He went on this fateful day to one of the villages in the city on royal duty. He was bitten by mosquitoes, and this brought about grave malaria. The palace physicians thought it was something minor until his health started deteriorating. The doctors in the palace tried all they could as he was taken to the Hexagon City hospital for further treatment. Yet, we are going to stop here today, and next time we will continue to know what happened to King Chidume, if he survived the ailment or not. Thank you, viewers, for watching, and we quite appreciate you for all you do, and we appreciate your comments.
Hello guys, have you heard about a new book titled The Tale of Hexagon City? The Tale of Hexagon City is not just an ordinary storybook, but educative, inspiring, and informative. A city initially ruled by strangers amid city-generated resources, and later ruled by indigenous kings who later turned the table against indigenous. The experience was unpalatable in the sequence of kingship's rule by the city burned back, and the rest is a story as it is.
Yes, thank you so much. You will read more to get more about this. We meet next time on the same YouTube link for our reading. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.